Hello, everybody. It's time for the week 7 announcements. The big one, of course, is that we are having exam 1 this week. Many of you are already working on exam 1, but you have until 9 p.m. tonight to make your first attempt at exam 1. Remember that the exam is a 55-question exam. Once you start, you will have 90 minutes to complete it. You will want a calculator with you, and you will want your notes ready and handy for you because it is an open note exam. And then tomorrow, I will look at all the results. I will review, find out what the most missed questions were, the hardest concepts, the ones that you seem to need a little bit more supplemental instructions on. And what I'll do is I'll prepare my response, release that on a Canvas discussion where you can then ask me questions and we can talk about the exam 1 material until you feel like you are ready for an improvement on attempt number 2. So we'll have the second attempt on Thursday. That's the 4th of March. And just like with the quizzes, the 2 attempt policy works the same with exams, where you can skip the second attempt if you're happy with your score on the first attempt. If you use the second attempt, your grade will be the average of the first and second attempt. Usually there is a pretty drastic improvement between attempts, about a 5 to 10 point improvement for those that choose to use your second attempt, which means that it's coming out to about a quarter to half a letter grade boost in your grade. So easily crossing, say, the B to A boundary or the C to B boundary by using that extra time to study and refocus how you approach the material so you can perform better on the second attempt. All right, so make sure that you're on top of exam 1 and all the materials, and make sure to use that discussion. It works best if you actually post the questions you have so I can give you responses that are individualized to what you most need. So we are now into the next segment of the class where we're getting ready for exam 2 and going over all the material for exam 2, which means that whenever it comes to extra credit opportunities, we have now moved into the exam 2 extra credit opportunities. One thing to note with the extra credit opportunities is always the same 3. So before every major class exam, you'll have an opportunity to write an essay on a space mission, either past, present, or future space mission. Doesn't have to be NASA. It could be the European Space Agency. It could be the Japanese Space Agency, JAXA. Pick and choose whichever one which missions you are most interested in. You can do an essay on a famous astrophysicist, living or dead, or you can look through the material. Or go through the material we've covered in week 6 and week 7 and prepare your own short lesson, about a 5-minute lesson, teaching a specific concept in this class. Each one of those will earn you plus 1% added to your course grade at the end of the semester. Just a little note, I'm using the video that I filmed last fall for this week, and video number 7 has a error in it that I have not gone back and refilmed and corrected. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you know that there is a correction posted to that where I have a typo in the slide that is corrected for. What I'm saying is all okay, but I just want to make sure that everything's clear. So I wanted you to know that there is that correction to the video. So just be aware of that. I'm going to try to update the video before the end of the week. And then that way I won't have to worry about this sort of you watching the original video and then having to watch a correction to it. Also, I have released episode 4 of Astronomy in Context. I hope to have episode 5 out this week. Episode 4 is called The Voyager Solution. And what it is, it's a video discussing orbital mechanics and really the wonderful solution to orbital mechanics, how you can send a spacecraft to go out throughout the solar system. And the Voyager program was designed around what is called a grand tour, a very rare opportunity where it could visit all 4 outer planets in a single go in a 12-year period. This relates to escape velocity, orbits, all the stuff that we have talked about in Unit 1, Part 3, and it gives it a little bit of context. You can access it from the Astronomy in Context module, which is on Canvas. What do you have to look out for assignments? Well, this is an exam week, so I want to sort of back off on the assignments and give you a little bit of a break. So the week 7 engagement exercise is the only thing that you have due this week, and it's going to be due, as always, on Sunday. That'll be the 7th of March. Yes, we have entered March. Spring is coming awfully fast. So make sure that you go through the week 7 material and you complete the engagement exercise by Sunday. Of course, you have access to it now, so you can wipe it out and just knock it out and have your week free as soon as you go through all the material. I do want to let you know what's on the horizon. Of course, we're going to have the week 8 engagement exercise in week 8, but the big one is we have a large homework coming up, and it's homework number 5. And homework number 5 is going to operate a little bit differently. It's just a homework assignment, but I've split it into 2 separate assignments on Canvas, they're both due at the same time. They are both due on Wednesday, the 10th of March. So I have homework 5A and homework 5B. Part A is the non-math part where I just put all the sort of multiple choice, matching, multiple select questions all into its own assignment. And then I put all of the math related questions in part B. The reason I did this split is that Canvas has this annoying thing of you have to go back and re-answer all the questions every time you use an attempt. This isn't that big of an annoyance when it's just multiple choice questions, but whenever it's math related questions, it's a huge annoyance, especially whenever those math related questions are using randomly generated numbers. So to make your life a little bit easier, I just took out all the math questions and put them in their own separate assignment. Then that way you can work on those without having to redo all the multiple choice and all the other types of questions that are the non-math based questions. Hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier for you. Also, I know that it's a little bit harder to work through the math and iteration and redoing this over and over and over again. So you know how to go through and get the right answer is really, really important. So I bumped it up to you get 4 attempts on homework 5B. But please remember that they're both due at the same time. That is not this week, but next week in week 8, and it's going to be due on Wednesday, the 10th of March at our normal time of 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, that's what I have for you for announcements and assignments this week. I hope you're having good luck with exam 1, and I will see you in the videos this week and in any special content I release.